How would you rate your ability to lead? I know it's a crazy question, right? How would you rate it? Like if I were to say, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your ability to lead? All right, and you'd be like, I don't know, all right, I do best I can, right? If you want a real answer, feel free to go to our website, servantmindedleadership.com. There is a free leadership assessment tool right there on the front page that you're welcome to go through. And then you can even connect with me and we can go through the results together. But that's not what this video is about. How would you rate your ability to lead? If you had to say, hey, I'm a very good leader, man. Like, honestly, I don't think there's a single other person that my people could go to and work for that would give them better tools, be more understanding, be more effective. Like I am the creme de la creme of leadership. Or would you say, well, funny you should ask. I'm honestly just faking it till I make it. I'm watching your video right now, John, because I don't have the first clue about what I'm doing. In fact, I'm scared to take that test that you just mentioned because I'm pretty sure that if I take the test, the results are gonna come back showing that I'm a completely negligent leader, and then I'm gonna be negligent for not stepping down. And so right now, like, ignorance is bliss for me because I'm not very good. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. Maybe you've been a leader for a while, maybe you're somewhat new to your leadership role, but you've been functioning as a leader in different capacities for a while. And maybe as I'm talking with you today and as we're kind of going through this video right now, you're pondering to yourself and you're thinking, how would I classify out of a 10? I don't know, maybe a 4. I'm not like super good, but I'm not a 0, right? Or maybe I'm a 7 or an 8. Maybe I'm a 7 or an 8. I mean, I think I've really grown as a leader, John. I need you to understand, like, hey, I'm sure I've got some room to grow, but I'm doing pretty well. Regardless of where we stand on that scale, I think there's 2 things to ask ourselves. The first one is, who cares? Right? Who cares? Right? This isn't a competition. This isn't I'm gonna mark on a board here and we're gonna figure out who's the best. No. Who cares? The second question is, why should I care? Because the answer to the first question is I should care. I should care whether or not I am a good leader. But then the second question is why? Why should I care? There's a lot of reasons to care. There's a lot of different things we could talk about. And I mean, if you've been watching this channel for very long, there's a lot of things I talk about on this. But here's why we should care. Because our ability to effectively lead is going to have a direct impact on the lives of those that we are leading. And here's the deal. If I don't ask the question, and I don't mean ask you the question, if I don't ask me the question, someone else is going to. Let me say that again. If I don't ask me the question, somebody else is going to. At some point, someone is going to say, John, do you really think you're a good leader? And of course, I got this channel and I've been leadership for over 20 years and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. John, I think I'm a good leader. Doesn't make me a good one. Let me give you a real story. I actually had this happen. I was in a position of leadership, many people reporting to me, and one of the people that was reporting to me was taken out from under my supervision. And it was a very weird scenario. I was like, that's strange. And when the announcement was made, it was made in a way that really led me to believe that the people that made the decision felt I was ill-equipped, unable to lead this individual. And I thought, boy, that's interesting. I didn't say anything to that nature. This person was a bit of a handful at times, but I didn't have any personal issues with them at all. And so I specifically said, like, hey, I have no problem. And they came back and they said, this is just proof that you are unable to lead. Oh my, let me just tell you, if you're a leader, that will dagger your heart, won't it? Well, I mean, oh my word, like you're doing the best you can, you're putting everything in, and you're just really trying to serve your people, and you are unable to lead. And so in this moment, I was faced with a bit of a dilemma of, wait a minute, first of all, who are you? And second of all, are you right? Are you right? Because I didn't ask myself the question. It'd been a while since I'd really done an assessment on myself. Like, hey, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? How am I serving? Now, in this particular situation, I did a thorough kind of self-evaluation. And I walked away from that situation deciding, hopefully with no ego, that I was perfectly capable of leading in that scenario and had led with fairness and consistency and authentic love. But somebody still asks the question. And so when we don't, someone will. And if we haven't and someone does, in this case, it puts us into this like weird tailspin of trying to figure out which way is north because we haven't asked ourselves the question, and so we don't have a solidified answer, and we have to go through all of these methods of introspection, which are really good for us, but really tough to go through in the moment. So I ask you a question. And I'm not asking you because you owe me an answer. I'm asking you so that you will ask you. If you had to rate your leadership, how would you rate it? Absolutely, come take our test. We'd be happy to go over it with you even. But you don't need to take the test to honestly evaluate how you're leading and what the results are. I'm gonna make an assumption right now. I'm gonna make an assumption that if you're watching this channel, you want to be leading well. And so if that's you and you want to do well, I love that, and I'm thankful for you here. All I'm gonna ask is be very, very unbiased in your opinion. Wanting to lead well and actually leading well are completely separate. But I believe you can do it. Assess yourself. Feel free to check out our free resource to assess yourself, and let's come together to make you the best leader you can be. Thank you for joining us today on the Servant Minded Leadership channel, where we are empowering leaders to change the world.